My name's Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986. I want to say thank you for tuning in. So I want to say out front is, I'm still trying to figure out this question of, why do I care? Why do I care? And something I want to talk about today is really get somebody thinking. I've been thinking some strange things this past couple days that I kind of just want to put it out there to see what else someone else has to think about this. But what are we as humans that is so different than a rat? When we're able to do science projects and science things with these rats, to be able to realize that they could do that same stuff to us and we get the same responses and act the same way, how are we different than them? There's one thing that I do know. This is the part that I've been thinking about that's like really strange. And I've been doing different things myself, like just creating new habits to more and more that I'm trying to like, how do I say it? Get back into wilderness. Get back into the natural ways of life, of just being in the environment, as opposed to being in the house. Our houses are strange. It's almost like there's something out here that is trying to make us as humans be the same as a rat. And the more that we are the same in every aspect, the more that they're going to be able to basically control us with being able to easily do what they need to do because we're living exactly the same way as them. We're not living differently. This is something that I want to say, think about this. Our houses are weird today. You know, 100 years ago, 200, 300, 400, 100 years ago, they were much different. But today, it's the concept of, I want to talk about the outhouse. We used to have outhouses. You used to like go to the bathroom over there, like away from camp, like out away from here. You used to do it at a distance. But it's weird. Our houses today have bathrooms inside of them that you're literally going potty in and you're sleeping 10 feet away from it. You're literally showering, brushing your teeth, washing your face, doing your hair, 10 feet away from where you sleep, from where you go potty, to where you clean up, to all in the same location. You know what species of animals does that? A rat. That's the one thing that I used to be so kind of disgusted of them. Like, how, because cows are the same way. They irritate me because they go poop on their hay. And I'm like, dude, that's your food. Like, you're gonna poop on it? And you know what? They still pick through it and eat through it. That's weird. Chickens do the same stuff. Goats do the same stuff. Horses do the same stuff. You know what's weird? Pigs don't do that. And dogs don't do that. Dogs go potty over there. When they're sleeping here, they go over there. They make sure it's far away. But our lives are set up today that we live exactly like a rat. We're literally smelling our own feces while we sleep. Someone can say, oh, it's going in the toilet, it's going away. This is something that I've realized about myself, living and doing what I'm doing. My senses are starting to get much stronger. My sense of sight, my sense of smell, my sense of hearing, they're like getting powerful. Way what I ever used to have. Especially when you're in a place that, my house is starting to get loud now, it's kind of why I want to leave. But when you're in quiet silence, you start to hear some stuff. You start to distinguish the differences. You start to be able to pick up different scents. Because you're able to like almost zone in on things. Whereas if you're in my old neighborhoods, there's so many smells, so much everything going on that it's just, it overwhelms your senses in a way that you purposely block it out. Because on trash day in your neighborhood, it's a rough day in reality in most neighborhoods, but you've been doing that for so long that it's normal now that you don't notice it. You're walking past all these trash bins and you're just like, your senses are just zoned out from it. But when you get away from that and you stay away from that for several years, and then you go back into it, it's going to be almost overwhelming for you to be in that scenario. And that's what I realized about our bathrooms and everything in our house. You may think that the smell is gone because you're desensitized to it at this moment, but it's still there. It's still there. That's why a lot of times I would always like question the dogs when they're like in the bathroom or they're doing that, or when the dog goes to the bathroom in the house. It's like, dude, you're doing the same thing. What are you that's doing anything different? Then I got to thinking of the concept of the smell doesn't really go away right away, but how often are you really cleaning that whole scenario? Most people, you know, you're lucky to do once a week. Who's in there doing a whole bacteria bleach clean out of their bathroom every single time that you use it? In reality, that's what I would say is what would make us as humans a superior being, a superior animal than anything else out here. But how cleanly we are. But in reality, we're not. We dirty. We want to say we can have the appearance that it looks clean, but the appearance of it looks clean doesn't mean that it is clean. There's still stuff that's brewing up in there that you just can't see. And anyone, I mean, there's been so many science projects that they've done of taking a little swab of your toilet, even after it's been cleaned, and seeing the microbes and everything from it. It's ridiculous. Seeing a sponge that we had that's sitting on your sink right now, it is filled with bacteria. It is ridiculous. All these items that we have in our houses that are proven to me in reality how we are no better than the rat. And that's the part with me that I guess I could say is fascinating about a dog is my dog is almost in reality better than me at a lot of things. A lot of things. You know, the dog does weird stuff, licks its butt, it eats poop. I don't go that far. That's where I'm gonna say we got little differences there. But as far as the knowing how to keep my house clean, I don't know how to say it, but the dog is literally something that most of us should really start to pay better attention to. Like they know how to do things better than what we are capable of being able to do. And we as humans are kind of being force-fed into being no better and in the same likeness as what a rat is. And putting us in these boxes, putting us in these homes that are boxes, putting us in these buildings that are boxes, making us do this went kind of deep to me when I really started thinking about this even more, but making sure that you always stay in a box at all times, everywhere, no matter what you do. That you work in the box. You do everything, you do your entertainment, you do everything in the box. You shop in the box. We do everything in the box. Everything that we're doing is inside of most cases, you're lucky, I guess I could say, compared to the rest of the world, but unlucky at the same time. That we're living in these boxes that are force controlled with air. They're force controlled with, like, we put plastic sheeting up to make sure that everything is contained inside of that box. That there's nothing from the outside that can come in and nothing from the inside that can go out. We're putting ourselves in these boxes. We're doing everything in them to the point of cleaning ourselves, to relieving ourselves, to sleeping, to eating, to everything inside the same box. And if you work from home, my goodness, how crazy is that in reality you are spending way more time in your one only little box. You don't even get to go to someone else's box anymore. You're in your own. Our world is getting away from being, the word I want to use here may not be the right word, but it's the best one I can come up with. Being independent, being able to learn how to source our own items and do our own stuff is putting us in this box that we are being treated the exact same way as what a rat is and what they are to the core. Something is very strange to me when I really think about this, on how someone could say as a human that I'm so much better or you can't compare me to, but in reality, we are the same. And exactly the worst case of it is we're being treated the same as what the rat is. We respond the same way that the rat responds. We react the same way that the rat reacts. We do all the same things. Our behaviors are basically the same as what these rats are. And going deep today of how we're living in these houses and doing like all the same stuff as going potty where you sleep, eating where you sleep, doing all the same stuff in the same location. Our behavior is starting to transform into being the same as what a rat is. And it's something that I don't know why, but it's something that makes it, well, one thing I can say is I don't know why, is for control. But I still don't understand why something wants all this control, wants all of us in this small box, wants all of us to only do all the same things, to only go to the same places, to only see the same information and do all the same information. I don't know why they want the control, but there's something that is literally like forcing us just to be smaller and smaller and smaller as a people. We think that we're bigger and larger because we can get information from over there, but what does that information matter if you don't actually experience it? That's one thing that I just noticed it's very strange nowadays that people like to watch as opposed to do. And we're watching more. And in reality, where is that getting us? But to be further and further and further into being something that we want to say we're not, such as equivalent to what a rat is in their behavior, but we are being the same. And we're allowing it to be able to happen. We're allowing someone to be able to give you this reward, so you get this, so you remove from this punishment, the same way that the rat is able to respond and being able to do. And they realize it's easier. Because this is the thing about me and these rats that's fascinating, because I still got a couple at the house that in reality I kind of got past my hate for them, because I came into, what's that concept that Robert says, you start to control what you're scared of. I got the words all wrong maybe, but you start to control it. You start to get scared of it. And I was for some reason scared, not scared in the sense that it's going to harm me, but just harm stuff around me. So I started going on this rampage of I got to get these suckers out of here. Y'all got to go. And at first, it was easy. But then now today, I'm at an almost impossible stance to get the last few out. So I had to change up my game plan of saying, you know what? Forget being scared of y'all. Let me just work with y'all. Y'all got something that y'all need to do. You got something that you need to do. Let me learn about you so that I can give you that work that you need to do. And you can leave me alone and leave the stuff I want you to leave alone. And you can be able to live a good life over there doing what you're doing. And I've been noticing that weirdly enough, that it's starting to happen. But this is the thing. At first, when they didn't know of said danger, where I was the danger, they didn't know about it. They're just running around. They left the old house where they were probably living for years and years and years. They were on an abandoned house, abandoned property, on abandoned houses that were out there. And then someone moved those houses, and all of a sudden, these guys all came to me. They came to the neighbors. They came to me. Hey, Kahi. What's that? Man, how come sometimes I forget my dog's name? I don't know what that is. I might need to do some memory test to make sure I stay sharp. Ophi. There we go. I don't want y'all going that way. You can go this way, that way, not that way. Just in case. I'm in a weird spot that no one can see me if they just walk up out here. I don't want y'all walking up on somebody. But man, I lost what I was talking about for a second there. But all the rats came over, and they had never had danger in reality. It's like the rat in the cage that just didn't have no danger. But then something started happening that I started coming out there and started getting them. My neighbors started going out there and started getting them. And then they started just like having to wisen up, I guess I can say. Having to learn how to be able to adapt to the danger that's going on. And in reality, like how my life is today, I guess I can say. If I'm still under the mindset of I got to attack you and get you out of here, I am at this moment today at an almost impossible stance to get them. That I can't control these last ones that are there. They're smart. They're smart. These things are smart. I got traps all over the place, and they snap. I don't know how. I need to put a game camera on them, but they snap these traps, eat my peanut butter, and move on, like almost laughing at it like, buddy, do better next time. And I'm just looking at it like, I don't even want to do better. That's why I kind of was just like, I want to just work with you guys from now on. I don't want to fight against you anymore because I'm not getting anywhere. And I'm not, like, almost in a way of saying I have to just admit defeat, straight up, the way that I look at it. And if I wanted to still stay on that rampage of trying to control them all, I can't anymore. I can't, because they've gotten so smart. But how easy is it to control them when they're in their little box and they start to get scared and they know to stay in that box? It's easy to control that at that moment. It's so easy to know exactly what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, know exactly how much to give them, how much to withhold from, give them exactly everything that they need to just keep them in that this is all that you are, so that the outside world can be able to do whatever they please to them. But when you get out of that box and you're living in a sense of, I can see the danger, I can see something trying to control me, I can see something trying to attack me, you're going to stay the heck away from that. And that makes it, in my mind, to the something of whatever that's trying to control all of us, that makes us dangerous. That makes that person like very dangerous, because in reality, what can they start doing? It might be just one or two, but one or two turns into 8 to 10, and that 8 to 10 turns into 100, and that 100 turns into 1,000, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And they don't want that to happen. That's the part that I can say it. I can get nervous of. That's why I want them all, because I don't want them to have no babies to keep multiplying. But if I can give them the work that they need to do, instead of me being scared of what could be and scared of the dang things, and just say, I'm not scared of you. I don't need to control you. I just want you to be and want you to do what you can do. They're probably not going to be on a rampage to keep on breeding. They're probably not going to be on a rampage to keep on making sure that they keep growing their numbers, because they're going to be living in a sense of survival thriving as opposed to survival. So they're going to only just need what they need. This is the thing about animals that is different, I realize, than us as humans. This is the part when we start to cage the animals, things start to get complicated. Because in most of nature, the animals only populate to the point that they need to. There's a balance that goes on that they go so far with that. They don't really go to the keep on going part. They go to the keep on going part because we as humans start to intervene and we start to take out something that we think is valuable, for instance. We start to take all the males out. We start to take all the females out. We start to do something. We start to mess up the ecosystem. But the ecosystem in reality, when we leave it alone, it knows how to be able to manage and maintain itself. It knows how to take care of all that it needs. It's not going to have too much that it's going to eat up all the resources. We as humans do that. That's weird stuff that we do. It's very strange things. So sometimes when I think about this control, I think of the positives and the negatives with it. That there could be, and there I guarantee is a positive to controlling everybody. Because there could be a positive in the sense that maybe we as humans really, I don't believe this 100% still. I got to just live more and experience more and talk to more people. And really, I want to be able to travel more to be able to get a better grip of what I'm about to say. But maybe we are running out of resources and our people are a virus and a plague that's just taking it all out. And we need to be able to do something to be able to stop that. So we need everybody in control in your box so that we can stop just taking advantage of everything and just get what you need. Stop taking more. Just take what you need. Stop thinking I need to go out there and just keep on consuming and just get what I need. But then at the same time, I'm thinking if they want us to stop consuming, why are they forcing us to keep on consuming even more? But they want you to consume inside of your house. They don't want you to consume outside. They want you to stay home. They want you to stay in the box. They want you to stay in that isolated thing. They don't want you to go out, because when you go out, that's where it's a weird balance that's going on that I'm just trying to figure it out. But in reality, it seems to be the more and more that we seem to be getting more technologically advanced, the more that it's like we are living the same way and being the same as what these rats are. And something is forcing us to be the same as them. Literally everything, down to the point of how we eat, how we function, how we move, how we do everything, where we live, everything. We're doing the same stuff. We're no better. We're no better. There's something with me that's just weird that I started thinking about that concept of like, I'm literally going to the bathroom right there, like literally like 10 feet away. It might not even be that far from where my bed is. It might be about 7 feet away. It's like right there. My bed is right there. And I'm just like, that's like weird. That's almost nasty in a way. Like that's so strange. Why are we doing this? We're doing the same stuff that our mouse, a rat, the chickens, the goats, the cows, we're doing the same stuff as them. The same things as them. But yet I'm looking at my dog, because every day, I don't know why it doesn't annoy me. Maybe not yet, but maybe at some point it will. But Johnny, he just don't really like being in the house all that much. He's really not a full-blown inside dog. He likes being outside. And Ophi's the only one that likes to be inside all the time. But all my other dogs, they just like being outside. And there's times that he just gets to walk in and he's like, I got to go outside, man. I got to go to the bathroom. He knows I want to go do that out over there. And then what is weird is my dogs will even hold it in their little area that I have for them out there. They would rather prefer to go run way up to the front by the front gate and go potty up there and then run way back. That's where they like to go. So that's why they like it that I do my little walks that I walk up there. They will wait and hold it and to go I'm a quarter mile from the house. They want to go do it way up there and come back to the house so they're not around it. Because the thing is, again, that smell is there. And the dogs, for sure, I know that they can smell it. But us as humans, we're just getting desensitized to it. But imagine being someone that's always had an outhouse and then now all of a sudden we've got this toilet in the house. That person's gonna be weird. We just went through a transition where we just slowly started to integrate things like that. As opposed to just imagine living 55 years of your life with an outhouse that was like literally a quarter mile from the house that you had to go to. And then you start to have that one right in your house. You're gonna notice a stench. You're gonna notice something smelling. You're gonna notice something there, something weird, something strange. And then you're just gonna, in most cases in my mind, I would say is I would wanna go back to that outhouse even though it's an inconvenience that I gotta go over there. It's like a thing of cleanliness. It's like a thing of, I don't know how to say this, but it's like a thing of, I don't know how to say, I can't use these words, but I'm just gonna stop that right there and just say thank you. I just wanna say that just to get someone to think about these concepts of our houses. In my mind, we're going backwards in like evolution is the way I look at it. Someone might say because of these phones, these cameras and stuff, these things and sewer systems and plumbing and all these that we're getting better. But I personally believe that we're going backwards. And for a while there, it's like we were at a standstill, but now it seems like we're getting further away from being this highly advanced technologically race. We're kind of just hitting this, because the movie WALL-E is one that really gets me thinking of just sit, consume, and do nothing at all, and just allow your body to just deteriorate, just to be absolutely nothing. That's kind of what I see really going on with us as humans at this point today, with how I'm just looking around and seeing what's going on with us. Things that we see that we say are like so technologically advanced, it's actually not. It's actually just showing us how far disconnected we're actually getting. It's like our phones. My phone, I don't know if there's a feature I could turn it off, but I'm trying to figure out how to turn it off. Because nowadays, it's I can't stand this. I don't know why. But it almost like, even going early, me talking about forgetting my dog's name for half a second, sitting there staring at her. It gets me to not have to like process information anymore. Because when I write a text out, it's already like putting in what I'm already about to say. And I don't even need to spell, I don't even need to be close to spelling stuff right anymore. I could spell the by, I mean, I could do weird things and my phone just picks it up. I can hit the space bar and it just does it. And nowadays it's got this feature on there that I can write a whole message. I can write like a whole 20-word message, and all I have to do is hit the space bar and it's already saying the next word that I want based on what that person before said to me. And I'm already, it like already knows what I'm going to say. It's telling me what to say that I already would say in the way that I would say it, not in like some weird robotic, like doesn't know, but it like knows me what I'm going to say, and it knows the response that I'm going to give. And I don't even need to type the words in anymore. It automatically has the words. Sometimes it has whole phrases. I can already see it in this gray. And I'm just like, what the heck is going on here? Someone might say, oh, that's technology, that's making us better. In reality, in my opinion, I don't know about you, that's making me dumber. That's making me be really stupid. It is. And then the concept of like a lot of these videos, a lot of this stuff that's trying to be a help so-called to me, but in reality, it's keeping me stuck in where I already am and not wanting to push me forward. When I want to learn how to push forward, I got to like literally go on my YouTube and I got to hit do not recommend on every single one of my videos time and time and time again. Because otherwise, all it does is just keep feeding me the same information, the same stuff. To just say, this is just to stay here. Don't think about like growing and learning more. Just stay right there and just keep hearing information that just keeps going along with what it is that you agree with and who it is that you are, and just stay there. That is not being more intelligent. That is not advancing. That's capping me. In reality, most cases, it's slowing me down. Because when you really just only consume content that is only agreeing everything about you and you're not trying to learn something new, you're going to end up getting, complacent's a word, but the main word I want to use there is dumber to the idea that there's something else out there. And then that's going to start to make you be a little more hostile, because now you're going to hear what someone else has to say that doesn't, you got flies on, got to get you some fly spray, buddy. You're going to hear something that someone else has to say, and it's not going to make sense to you, that you're going to instantly want to have to argue, fight, and battle, and bicker, and get in your emotions, and say, oh, that can't possibly be, because the information that you've been getting for the past 10 years is only stating what it wants you to see. Not what you are actually desiring, but it wants you to see. Like, my phone is literally telling me how to talk at this moment today. It's no longer, and it's weird that it like knows me. It knows me, because that's the part that's creepy. I understand if it was some weird AI stuff that was like, it would say a sentence that, because even on my YouTube studio now, it's got a thing that'll say, this stuff is getting creepy. But I might have to just make a video to show you what I mean about that. Because a lot of y'all don't have like the studio thing, but the studio thing has this new feature that it'll allow me, it'll automatically have an like a whole, some of it is like a whole paragraph sometimes of a response. So I don't actually have to like, so if someone says, oh, that was a great video, it's already got pre-generated things that I can hit to say, and it's weird because I read them sometimes, and it sounds like me. That's what I would say. It's weird. It's not like some weird. It knows it's speaking me. That's not making me smarter. That's not making me more intelligent. That's making me go downhill. That's making me be dumber. That's putting me to be smaller and smaller and smaller in the box that it wants me to be in. Don't leave that box. Don't get outside of it. Stay in it, and it's going to start to just take over me. And that's the thing. You know, I was putting a website together a couple weeks ago now, and I got on that ChatGPT thing, thinking, oh, this is like technology advance. It's helping us out. In reality, it made me realize how much stupider it's making me in the end. It literally is, because it's not allowing me to be creatively thinking it out for my own. It's just, I could just type in a prompt and it's right there. It's easy. Now, do you think that I'm going to really spend the hours or the time that I need to actually come up with something to say? Or am I just going to hit a prompt and let it just tell me what I want to say? That's slowing me down, because at some point, that's all that you're going to use. At some point, all of our text that we're going to be sending to each other is not going to be words that we are even thinking in the moment. It's already going to be thought out. You're just going to hit double, send. And all of us are literally going to be communicating back and forth with each other through this. This is the part where I'll say is they talk artificial intelligence. It's intelligent in the way that it can replicate us, not be on its own. I'm not sure 100% still on the concept that we have something that is on its own freedom doing what it's doing. There might be, but I don't see that yet. It doesn't seem to be at that point. It just knows what it's a predictive thing of it's read hundreds of my emails, thousands of my texts, and it could be able to say and speak and emulate me. It doesn't know how to recreate its own. It knows how to recreate me. It's being me. That's going to be our text and our email soon enough. That you're gonna see an email, and they're gonna say something, and then it's gonna have an automatic response, and you're gonna say, oh yeah, send that, because it's coming from you. It literally is you, but you don't put no effort into it. And then both of y'all are gonna be having dialogue. And what happens to your brain in that sense? Think about that. Think about where your brain is headed when you're not having to actually. The main thing behind this is be creative, to actually like think, process through, and learn about you. That's for sure. You're not changing anything about yourself. You're gonna be the same, and you're gonna be the same at what that software is dictating how far it wants you to go. If it wants you to go more, it's gonna push you to go more. Otherwise, it's gonna make you stay the same, or worst case, it's gonna start to make you start to trip out and get worse. Start to get worse and worse and worse, and start to send you propaganda in a way to start to make you really have and start to have division going on with people that it really shouldn't matter. It really shouldn't matter at all. Someone could say something to you that you can take as a fact from what you think is a quality resource that they were talking about you, and now you're going to be hostile towards that person. That person never said anything to you, never said anything about you, but you're just Ophi, we good, girl. You pushing too hard right now. You can go back to doing what you was doing. Go ahead. You being super emotional this past couple of days. We'll get through it. You'll be fine. You got something on your nose right here, don't? I won't push you down. You've been real needy this past couple of days. Not in too much of a bad way, but just in a way that I'm being aware of it, seeing what's going on here, watching these changes and realizing what I need to do. Because I kind of have a slight idea why you're being that way, because I kind of was doing that my own self. Something that, man, I think I made a video on that. Watching your dog to figure out what's going on with you. When I see that she's acting away, I have to stop and analyze and say, what's going on with me? What's happening with me? I think there's something powerful behind that. There's something interesting, because the dog is different. And the pig and the rabbit, these animals, they all do what we as humans say used to do, but we don't do anymore. They're so clean in the way that they are, but we as humans are starting to become just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And to me, that just brings more control. More and more. I don't even think it's going to be 5 years that everyone that texts, you're no longer going to actually have a keyboard. You're just going to push the button, it's going to go. And you're going to be talking to somebody, and you're going to have conversation with somebody that y'all not even talking. It's just the past history previous of who you used to be. That's who's talking. That's the part that I see is that could get dangerous. Because if you just stay every day living in your past, the next day you're going to be the same in the past. But the day that you decide, I don't want to live in my past anymore, I just want to, best case scenario, live right now, you're not going to be able to have that chance. You're not going to know what to do. You're going to be extremely disconnected from you. And that's what I see is going on with us right now. We're starting to become disconnected with who we are. It's very strange.